So I'm here with road racing news at Oliver's Mount, and I suppose, Steve, you had to be here in a way, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. We've been coming here for 10 years as road racing news. That's mine and my wife's son, Stevie, he's sadly not here today, but he'll be here over the weekend. And we've always reported on road racing news, about Oliver's Mount, sorry.
Sure. And of course, I mean, there's so many events happening at Oliver's Mount. We're here this weekend at the wet Barry Sheene weekend. How is this different from all the others at Oliver's Mount?
The special one about this is all the classic bikes. So you'll get a different type of spectator as well. You'll always get the loyal supporters of Oliver's Mount, which there always has been and there always will be in future, hopefully. But the Barry Sheene is all about, tribute to the great man himself. And of course, I'm from the area where I had the opportunity to see Barry Sheene, and also see him in '76 when he was the MotoGP World Champion, and he came to Oliver's Mount for the Gold Cup, and that's the biggest crowd I've ever seen in my life, Oliver's Mount. Yeah.
Wow, what a memory!
Yeah,
what a story!
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So talk us through then what you guys do. Because hats galore, cups galore, stationery galore, but also news galore as well.
Yeah. So Stevie is a graduated journalist, and he runs a website called roadracingnews.co.uk. So his remit is reporting on everything in the world to do with pure road racing. So of course, this is our local circuit. We live 40 miles away in a town called Beverley in East Yorkshire. A lot of people will know that. So he'll report on all these meetings. He'll report on the TT, the Manx, all the IRRC across in the continent, everything to do with pure road racing. So, and that's all the reports. Well, I'm saying that's all he reports on. It's 365 days a year for Stevie. But we've got a fantastic following, and we get well looked after by the organisers at Scarborough, and Stevie has the great privilege of writing the reviews and the previews in the programme for which is another great thing for us, but also to promote Oliver's Mount and the circuit and all the great people who attend.
Well, I was going to say, because it's not just the results that you guys report on, is it? No, it's all the features and the pre-match the pre-race kind of stuff going on too.
Yeah. We want to know all the little stories about what's going in the background. Now, a little example was this morning, we sold a couple of cushions that we Deborah makes, took them down to Stumpy Racing. So I went down there and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And the guy said, "Yeah, what's that?" I said, "Why do they call you Stumpy?" He says, I had a crash on my bike and the footrest went through my foot, and they had to, he lost one of his toes and they had to stitch it back on, and he said they call me Stumpy. So it's all little stories like that make the road racing. It's just brilliant.
The true inside scoop in a way.
Exactly, yeah, spot on.
So of course, you guys are covering pretty much the stories, as you mentioned there, that no one else is going to cover, and that's why I suppose you're here at Oliver's Mount. You had to be. It's the England's only road racing area to be at. It's the home of road racing.
Definitely, and it's got to continue, and you've got to give credit to all these people that have turned up today. It's inclement, we can't do anything about the weather. Them fences are full of people today. I would personally go and shake hands with every one of them people that have turned up and spent their hard-earned cash to come and watch these superheroes road racing in these conditions, and that's what it's all about.
I did actually read the preview to the event that you guys writ up of saying the superheroes of not just those watching but those competing as well. Because it does take a special kind of someone to take on Oliver's Mount.
Definitely. I call it the mini TT. People out there say it's got nothing to do with the TT, but there's small elements of the TT by far, and it's unique in the world, is Oliver's Mount, because it's up on a hillside. You tell me anywhere in the world where there's a circuit on a hillside. There isn't, is there? Not like Oliver's Mount. No.
You tell me somewhere you can go and drive when there's not a race on.
Definitely, yeah.
So finally then, how can people get involved with you guys? How can we find you guys out? How can we follow the stories that you deliver to us?
Right, if you go onto Google search or whatever, www.roadracingnews.co.uk. We're on Twitter and we're on Facebook. Any social media site that we're on. So if you just put roadracingnews.co.uk, and it'll come up straight away. and we're way out the top of the page, so you ain't got to go scrolling down pages to find.
Oh, not on page 10. It's page 1, top of it. Lovely stuff.
Page 1, yeah.
Steve, before I let you go, as you are the man that knows everything there is to know about Oliver's Mount,
Well, I don't know about everything.
or road racing in general,
Well, I know,
why
yeah.
should someone come to Oliver's Mount if they haven't had the opportunity to come before?
To come to Oliver's Mount for the first time, to experience the uniqueness of the circuit, the friendliness of the fans, the friendliness of all the staff and the marshals, and if they get a pass and go down into the paddock, the riders, as long as they're not busy doing the bikes, they'll talk to you, and you've got friends for life. It's such a family-orientated event. It's a one thing you've got to do on your bucket list, and I can assure you that if you do come, you will come again. If not, you're boring, you don't want to do it.
Steve, thank you so much for your time today. Very much appreciated. Cheers.